What's up, Cindy? What's going on? We're getting some people in. Oh boy. I'm gonna. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shaky, shaky. I'm drinking kombucha. I don't drink alcohol anymore, so this is my. Uh, that's my. That's my drink of choice. What's up, Kevin? Mm. I am not in a hospital bed. This is my IKEA chair. I'm in my garage. Summer's over. Kombucha is fire. Hell yeah! Nice. We're getting some people in. I'm gonna get started in a minute. Uh, Great for digestive system. Oh yes, I'm on a very good schedule. Tommy, I heated mess. So by the way, any of what's up, Avendra? Any of you guys are into makeup or Louis Vuitton stuff and stuff? There's a girl in this chat, a heated mess. She's got a channel that talks about some of that stuff. She's very big into fashion. So if you want to give her a follow, you should check her out. A heated mess. That's she's in this chat. But yeah, she's a good girl, and she's one of my wife's best friends. So it's good to support each other, and she's a good person for the most part. Mm. Anyways, here let me. Nice people are already asking some questions. So let me just get to some of them. Thanks for the shout out. Anytime, Cindy. Come on, Cindy. I gotta get to it before you blow up. You're gonna be like Kim K. All right, so I'm sure people are gonna start trickling in because even though this is a very impromptu session, I didn't plan it, but I'm babysitting today, and my son just fell asleep, so I got some time. Any track events coming up? Josh is asking. Well, I had some, but they've all been canceled in the fall. So I went ahead and I sold my track wheels for the in the fall. I'm probably gonna pick up another set in the spring, but I just didn't want to bother with just storing them and stuff like that. So I sold it to someone who needed them, and it's a great set. They're gonna put them to good use, and yeah, I'm happy that they're happy. But yeah, so no track events this year. We're gonna have some scheduled for early next year, assuming I still have this car. But whatever car I end up with, or if I still have this car, if I don't have it, we're still going to be doing track events. Just this year with COVID, it's been really, really difficult. A heated mess. Yes, let's do makeup in cars. Cindy, a heated mess. We're gonna do a let's do a collab session. Oh, I'm gonna do a Louis Vuitton shift boot review. Watching your own kids is not baby. I am babysitting. Come on. How's the Akrapovich muffler going? Pros and cons. So, Akrapovich muffler, I've got to say, I absolutely love it. It's really hard to put on camera how different the sound is, but I really really like it. It's sort of deeper, and you hear the sort of it's like you hear the car breathe. It's a weird thing, and the reason why I went with Akrapovich is when I was in Germany a couple of years ago. I was actually at the Nürburgring, and there was an F80 that pulled up, and he backed up right in front of me, and he had the Akrapovich exhaust, and so the low RPM rumble is what really really sold me on it. For the longest time, it was something that was totally unattainable because they're so pricey. But I finally decided to pull the trigger, and I'm very very happy. And the fact that I paired it with my AA mid pipe makes it sound so deep. Now, a lot of people who commented on my video, the exhaust video, pointed out the fact that it's really obnoxiously loud. Well, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the microphone was literally on the bumper. So there's no way this exhaust sounds like this in the cabin. And on the outside, it doesn't sound like this because no one sits a foot away from the bumper. So I'm gonna do some real life drive-bys, and you're gonna be able to see, ladies and gentlemen, what this exhaust sounds like. I am really really happy, and it's very refined. Now, the only thing that sort of that doesn't sit well with me is the fact that the tips sit a bit low. So you saw in my latest video, if you haven't checked it out, I just uploaded it today. I noticed it that I adjusted it up. It still sits just a bit too low. And check this out, because I'm actually doing this from my garage, but the car is sitting up there. Here, I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about, and then we're gonna get back to to my awesome chair. But look, check this out. If you can see, you see what I'm talking about? So yeah, this I feel like it could be just maybe like this much closer to the top. If you think I'm crazy, let me know. But yeah, it should be sitting just a bit higher, higher to the top. And by the way, those of you who are watching this live session, you notice that now I have some side blades on. I'm gonna do a quick video on this, on how I did it and whatnot. But there's a really cool story on who made these for me and how we got them done. So I'm very excited. Uh, let's see. All right, let's get back to some questions. And sorry I'm jumping around. It's been a while. So yeah, so Emra, I hope I answered that question. I feel that I catch you at the next session, brother. Josh, yeah, Josh, I know it's been crazy, but seriously, I had 3 sessions scheduled for the fall, 3 track sessions, and all 3 got canceled. So I thought this was a sign for me. But that's okay. I will get the car ready, this one or maybe something else next year. Stanislaus Family Channel, one of my favorite guys. You've helped me install a bunch of stuff on my M3. I know you're going to bail on the M3 community soon, but that's okay. Thanks for well, don't be so certain. Don't be so certain. I might not be bailing on the M3 community after all. I mean, every time I look at this car, every time I drive my car, I really love it. It turns heads. I enjoy driving it, and that's really all that matters. The only thing is sometimes I forget how how nice it is or how fast it is. And actually, the other day, I was with somebody and someone was driving my car, and it's someone who used to own a 996 turbo, and they were blown away by how fast the car is. So yeah, I just got to stop taking these things for granted and start appreciating the car more. But I'm definitely gonna stay. It's just I'm itching for something for something else, and whatever it's gonna be cool. And obviously, we're gonna be doing a lot of DIYs. So I hope people don't bail on me. But if they do, I mean, nothing I can do about it. I'm doing it for fun, and I'm taking you guys and girls on this journey with me. Let's see. Do you ever regret color of your car? I'm nervous to pull the trigger on such a loud color. No, I do not regret it because initially I wanted to get the silver one or the yellow one. Not say. Oh my God. What's that yellow one? Holy crap! I can't believe I'm forgetting it. Yeah, I was gonna do that or the gray one, but then I realized I really I wanted something louder, just because I feel like a louder color makes the car seem a bit more special. And if I'm being completely honest, when I was getting the car, my wife was like, "Yeah, you can get a nice car, but only if it's the blue." She calls it the Smurf blue. So it was a compromise. But I no regrets. I really like it, and yeah, it turns heads all the time. A lot of people ask me, people who let's say come up to me at the gas station, they say, "Hey, is that a custom color or is that a wrap?" And they're blown away by when I tell them that it's just a base color, one of the base colors that that the car was offered in. Uh, so yeah, that's kind of cool. Do you ever regret? So we did that. Do you recommend a single mid pipe? Okay, so here's the deal with the equal length mid pipe and the single mid pipe. The single mid pipe makes the car sound deep and eliminates the rasp. You know when you get that rasp between I think 25 and 3500 RPM, sort of you accelerate and you let your foot off the gas and it farts like crazy. BMW M3's the S55 is known for that. Well, the single mid pipe eliminates that rasp, so you don't get almost any of that. And now when I have my crop muffler, it's even nicer. It's deeper. So to me, a deeper, more refined sound is a lot better than the equal length mid pipe, which, yes, it makes the car sound like it revs up to 10,000 RPM, but you still get the rasp. And two things that really bother me about that mid pipe. Again, nothing against the company that makes them. Obviously, they created something innovative, and some people like it, some people don't like it. But in my mind, that's an extra weight that you're adding to the car. Maybe it's negligible, but even if it's 10 extra pounds, yeah, I feel like every exhaust that I've installed, I've removed weight, so I wouldn't necessarily want to be adding weight. And two is I feel like if the exhaust travels through a series of bends like this, sort of S curves, I don't know. I feel like that might have some negative effect on performance. I don't know exactly if that's the case, but one bank is going through three cylinders are going through a straight pipe, and three cylinders are going through a series of turns. To me, that's just, I don't know. There's just something. Something that doesn't necessarily make sense there. But so that's just me. I prefer my single mid pipe, and I absolutely love it. Let's see. So yeah, I do recommend a single mid pipe because I have it and I love it. Good to see. How about equal length? Yes, I guess we just talked about that. Yeah, thinking the same thing. S55 makes power, man. The noise is not no matter what you do. But you know what? It sounds awesome inside. And I kind of like, I've got to say, I kind of like the sound of my car. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of it's kind of cool. I really got used. Maybe I got used to it. But I don't mind it at all. Yeah, it's not a V8. It's not the E90 car, but it sounds pretty good. Does your license plate means got six speedos? No, I actually have only three pairs of speedos. Yes, but I cut out holes in them, so I don't know if they're called speedos anymore. To sit flush with the diffuser shape. Yeah, so yeah, my diffuser. If you guys and girls watch the video on my diffuser, which by the way, check this out. This is the diffuser that I took off. As you remember, this was covered by a Plasti Dip. So Plasti Dip was removed, and it actually took me some time to remove Plasti Dip because, as I found out the hard way, if you don't put enough layers of Plasti Dip, it becomes hard to remove. So what I ended up doing is I ended up soaking it for 2 days with WD-40, and then you can just simply wipe it off, and it comes off. So it becomes a lengthy process. But this, I hope I don't regret this decision, because to me this is one of the best fitting and the best looking diffusers I've seen out there, and someone who I know is picking it up. So it's kind of spoken for, and maybe he's watching now. So yeah, but this is and this is going to a very good home, and the person who's going to get it is going to be very, very happy. This diffuser, I had nothing but positive experiences, and this diffuser is one of the only diffusers only diffusers that I know that doesn't sort of bow in the back. It goes straight, so it's a perfect fit, and I absolutely love it. So whoever's gonna get this diffuser is gonna be very, very happy. All right, let's see. Let's get to some other questions. Yeah, let's see. Sorry. So, well, there's a lot. Thanks, guys. I like when people join me and appreciate these sessions. All right. Now, what do you think about the four-cylinder C63 coming next year? Uh, I don't know. Obviously it's going to be powerful, because I think in the A something AMG, I think it's got 350 horsepower or 400 horsepower out of a 2-liter engine. So AMG can extract a lot of horsepower out of their engines. Uh, I just don't think, speaking of sounding refined, I don't think it's ever going to sound refined. But knowing them, they're probably going to have electric assist, just like in the new the what is it, the C class AMG, and all those new Mercedes cars. They all have uh, like I said, electric assist to make him sort of, they're all hybrid now anyways. So I think it's going to be nice. I don't know. I think the future is gonna be performance electric cars. That's what's gonna be the case. And obviously Tesla's leading now with the new Roadster, Sportster, whatever the sports car that they're coming up with sometime in the next few years, 0 to 60 in I think less than 2 seconds. So that's gonna be the new benchmark, and I think. Automakers are going to start shrinking their engines to the point where engines will become just electric motors with battery packs. I think that's where we're heading, which is why we should keep the manual for as long as we can, and enjoy what we have, because it's probably going to be gone very, very soon. Uh, let's see. What else do we have? All right. So Thank you, sir. The exhaust is fire. I agree, though. It needs to sit up a little more. Any other mods planned? So yes. So as you can see behind me, I've got my skid plates sitting behind me. All I guess I'm revealing what I'm going to do, but that's okay. I also have my heat exchanger that's sitting in the front, and we've got what else do we have? We have got a couple of other things. But yeah, we're always tinkering. There's always something going on. I was gonna do the heat exchanger soon, but since I don't have any track days scheduled for this year, I might wait until I move into a new space. And speaking of a new space, if you notice, the title of this is TLG 2.0 coming soon, only because my wife and I started looking for a new house. And my criteria, the only criteria that I have, the one criteria that I have is that the house has to have a 3-car garage. So as long as I get a 3-car garage, I'll be able to move, and that's really gonna allow me to focus on the stuff that I like to do, which is tinker on cars, and I know exactly what project car I'm gonna get. So I think that's gonna be good for my sanity. And again, I'm gonna be taking you guys and girls on this journey with me, so you can enjoy the stuff that I have planned. But yeah, the criteria is a 3-car garage. We've been pretty much looking every single weekend. It's a really tough market out here. We're in Jersey, so buying a house has become very difficult lately because everyone is moving out of the city. Selling a house is super easy, but we want to buy first, and then after we buy it, we'll sell the one that we're in. But yeah, I want a 3-car garage, and obviously we're gonna do a lift and everything else. But yeah, so I'm decided on that, and so that's gonna be coming hopefully in a few months. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, Tommy has Tommy has big plans. Yes, I do. GT3. I would love a GT3. You know what? But my perception on GT3 has changed lately. I've been talking to a lot of Porsche people, and pretty much every single one, well, except one guy who owns a GT3 RS, have told me that I should not consider a GT3 because it's not really a good car for daily driving. If you know me, I daily my cars. So whatever, whatever next car I would get, it would be something that gets driven to the train station, that gets driven on snowboarding trips, that get driven on baby duties and stuff like that. So a GT3 would not necessarily be the best thing for that because it doesn't have back seats. That's for one, and you really have to rev it in order to get some power out of it. And imagine driving a car around town at 7,000 RPM. So I think I'm not gonna lie. I really have been eyeing a 991, either CS or I think I would regret it, but I like the Carrera T 991 Carrera T. Those have been actually the, it's a very sort of stripped out car. It comes with a limited slip, sport exhaust, manual transmission, sport chrono package. You can get sport bucket seats, and that's really it. So it's sort of the basics of what many people would consider sort of a Porsche, the things that you need in a Porsche. And if you watch track battles of a GT3 versus a Carrera T, they're not that far apart. Obviously, a GT3 is faster, but if driven by the same driver, they're only like 2 seconds apart. So performance wise, it would not be so drastic. It's just I think a Carrera T or even Carrera S would be better for daily driving. So yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Hopefully, I might get whatever you get. Let's see. I'm a sub for life, no matter what, brother. Stanislav, thank you very much, my friend. What do we got? Oh yeah, Austin yellow is the yellow I was referring to. You should do E85 fuel. I know it's. I know, yes, E85 obviously is awesome, but I just don't have the need for my daily to do E85, and then you got to store cans of fuel in your garage. It's not for me, but I respect people who do that. So yeah, I wouldn't personally do that. Yes, Marina is incredible. Mine just picked up mine. I just picked up in Laguna Seca blue. Patrick, Laguna Seca blue is an awesome color. I'm actually jealous. I know one person who owns a Laguna Seca M4, and she really she likes it. E85 fuel DIY. I wouldn't mind doing a DIY, but I just wouldn't do it on my car because yeah. But if anyone wants to do an E85 DIY, maybe we can work something out. Maybe we can do it. Uh, let's see. Do you mean Austin Yellow? Yes, yes. Have you driven N55B M2? N55B, oh, that's the, no, I haven't driven it. That's the non-competition model. But I know someone who owns one and he loves it. You guys probably seen his, you've seen his videos. Thick F30. He's got an awesome N55. And it's a, you know, it sounds great. I feel like it probably sounds better than an S55, and an N55 can be had for an amazing deal. I think low 30s you can even pick one up now. The only thing is the seats. The seats are just base seats. So first thing I would do if I were to get a non-competition M2 is I would try to source some M4 seats and put that in there. And it's a straight bolt-on swap, just some minor coding needed. Uh, do you think F80s will depreciate a lot when G80's platform comes out? Yeah. Listen, our cars are, yes, they're cool cars, but they're not some, you know, some crazy exotics. Of course, they'll depreciate. Uh, I don't think the depreciation at first will be as steep because people will probably not like it as much. I mean, so far, and by the way, if you Google spy shots of an F80 in 2013, 14, when it was about to come out, people still complained about the shape, but they complained about the headlights. No one really complained about the actual sort of look. The same way they're complaining about the look of a G80. So I think the F80 is going to hold its value better, but it's still going to depreciate. There's no way there's no way it's gonna appreciate. What is going to appreciate is what's going to continue to appreciate are obviously pristine models of E46s. Those are becoming hard to find collectibles, and if you can get your hands on one, I'm sure in 10 years you're definitely not going to lose money, but you can probably make some money on it and still enjoy it because it's so hard to find a nice condition E46. How do you plug your bumper holes from the original front plate? Good question. I did. I did this as soon as I got the car. So when I got the car in 2017, it was 6 months old, and the previous owner drilled holes in the front bumper. So what I did was I used caulk, clear caulk, to fill in the gaps. Before I did that, actually, I'm lying. I scraped the excess plastic with a knife, so it's nice and smooth. Then I filled it with caulk. I let it dry, and then I used touch-up paint. And from literally from 2 feet away, you can't even tell that the holes used to be there. So that was my that was my method, and it worked very well. And it's yeah, it's super easy to do. Let's see. Drill. F80 will hold their value somewhat first with twin turbos. Yeah. Gotta go. By the way, Brian challenged you to a game of foosball. A heated mess. I sold my foosball table, so no more foosball table. But yeah, sure, he'll kick my ass. F80 body style looks better than the G body platform. Dion, I totally agree. I totally agree. The Taycan will destroy a Tesla. Not really. I think the Tesla is, yes, the Tesla. I don't think the Tesla accelerates as fast, but the Tesla has a better battery pack. I think it's cheaper, and it's got better technology. I know Porsche, the Taycan, you know, you got the name behind it, but Tesla is all about technology, and people appreciate not only the power but also the whatever new technology advances you can get with it, and the fact that you can get over-the-air upgrades to your car overnight. It's fantastic. So I still think Tesla is definitely here to stay, and they're only going up. And if you, I mean, look at the stock price. The stock price has been blowing up like crazy. People do find Tesla an intriguing company. Everyone wants a Tesla. The way I see it, and I was actually having an argument with my wife yesterday. Not an argument, but we were talking about it. We were talking about Teslas, and I was telling her how it's awesome because it's you know, you get all this technology, and she's like, yeah, but at the end of the day, it's only a car. And I said, yes, but at the end of the day, a phone is just a phone. Why do so many people have iPhones? Why do people spend so much? Why do people pay premiums for iPhones? They can just get an Android, they can get an LG phone. But no, people spend extras for Androids because they have better software, they have better integration everywhere else, and they're nice and sleek looking, and that's why same thing with Tesla. People are willing to pay premiums and will continue to pay premiums. Teslas, as you know, have huge followings, and my plan is when we do move, we're gonna get a Tesla family car just so my wife can drive it to work. She's gonna be commuting, I think, 30 something miles one way, so we're gonna get a Tesla. So as soon as the house comes, we're getting one for commuting because I love Tesla. Uh, what do you think about the new M4, M3? So yeah, we already talked about it. It's yeah, the new M3, M4 is, I think, actually no, did we talk about it? No. Um, I obviously the front. Everyone hates the front. So that's that. I love the fact that they're still bringing the manual, but you won't be able to get the manual with a competition pack. So the competition manual that I have is the last competition manual. So it kind of, that's what makes my car kind of a bit special. In the future with the G80, yes, you'll be able to get the manual, non-competition, and I'm sure it's going to be faster. Yeah, it's going to be better in every single way. But in my mind, it's not going to be mind-blowing. Yes, so the shape is going to be different. That's new. Interior wise, the seats and the dash will be slightly different. Okay. Uh, but it's nothing. There's nothing revolutionary. Does it really make sense for someone to pay, to get out of their car, let's say for $40,000, and pay another 40,000 or $50,000 to get into something new that has a yes, upgraded interior, but it's still fairly the same. You still have a screen in the middle. You have digital dash, but it's is it that mind blowing? I don't know. I just don't see the reason, me personally now, to upgrade, unless the reveal is, something mind blowing. At this point, I just don't. I don't think it's worthy of an upgrade. But watch me. Maybe in the spring, I'm gonna be driving driving one. So yeah, that's what I think of it. Let's see. Let's look at some questions here. Any teaser as what to project car you're thinking of? Well, there are two that I'm thinking of. The Porsche will definitely be a project car, and another project car would be a something 5 cylinder with a manual. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope I can make it happen. I'm looking at an F80. And a quick question: what is the difference between 16 and 17 models with comp package? Is it the seats and iDrive update? Also, congrats on the big plans. Thanks, Peter. So as far as I'm concerned, 16 was already the LCI, so there shouldn't be much of a difference. And if you get the later model 16, it already has the new iDrive 4.0, 5.0, the same one I have. If you got those sort of the six icons that are on the screen, sort of greenish icons. You've got that one. Unless someone corrects me, but I don't think there were many differences between 16 and 17. 16 is the first year where you could get the comp, and I think that one already had the new iDrive. In 18, you got the even a newer iDrive and newer headlights. Uh, the newer headlights are also obviously, the sort of the black headlights with the cool outline. You had automatic high beams in 18. Between 16 and 17, I don't think there were that many upgrades. So I would go with whatever is a better deal, or make me an offer I can't refuse on my car. M3 or RS3? M3 hands down. I'm not a big fan of the RS3 because I think it's too small and it doesn't necessarily look that good in my opinion. That's just me. Are you selling your car? Please say no. No, no, Oleg, I'm not. I mean, it's always out there. If someone wants to buy it and will give me a good deal, I would sell it, and I would know exactly what car I would get next. But early in the spring, we're gonna decide on what to do. We are gonna have an addition to the garage, hopefully in the spring. The house comes first, but it's gonna be awesome. The new M3 is a solid car, and I'm sure it'll grow on us, but it's immediately hideous. I agree. I agree, Oleg. The front is absolutely hideous. Although they are bringing the station wagon in the in Europe, and I'm very excited. But obviously, the US is not getting the station wagon, so so much for that. Watching, enjoying your videos from Ukraine. Привет! By the way, the look and you sound of your carpet exhaust is really amazing. Thank you, Alexei. I love the exhaust, and I'm gonna do some drive-by videos. So hopefully you guys and girls can see what it's can hear what it sounds like when the microphone is not attached to the bumper. Have you ever shared what you do for? Yes, or you keep that part of your? Yeah, I'm a transponster. Great. On the new exhaust, any reason you didn't go for the M Performance Titanium? Yes, there's a reason. I don't like the M Performance exhaust only because it's a bit raspy or too high frequency, too high tone for me, and they're prone to cracking. Yes, with the newer ones they upgraded it, but they had issues. So I fell in love with a Krapovich a couple of years ago, and I've been wanting one ever since. So yeah, that's why. I plan to upgrade your turbos later. Nope. I know I guess no, I don't think I need more power in this car. It's fine. I need more seat time at the track to become a better driver. But I don't think I need more power. I'm picking up a great full spec F80 tomorrow. Congrats, Matthew. I've watched almost all of your videos in the last week in excitement for mine. Matthew, you're gonna love it. You should pick up some of my TLG mud flaps. But yeah, you're gonna love the car. I guarantee it. Uh, let's see. People made 100 wheels horsepower with just a downpipe and tune. That's pretty cool. Yes, that is very cool. But again, I can't imagine driving an 800 wheel horsepower daily car. I don't know. But it comes in green. Yes, it does. When are so F22 mud flaps, Javier? So I someone did email me. So I've been getting a bunch of emails from people, and it's sometimes, and I'm really behind on emails. But a few of you reached out to me. They wanted to make mud flaps for an F22, which is a 2 Series BMW. And I really want to make it. I just have to find the time. And those of you who emailed me and are watching this, I apologize. I haven't emailed back. I really have, I think, like 60 or 70 emails to respond to. So I'm sorry. But I am going to address every single email. I just have to find enough time on the toilet where I can where I can do this. I used to answer emails on the train to and from work, but now since I'm working from home, it's kind of harder to answer those emails. But I get them out. How necessarily is the crank hub upgrade just for a boot mode? Well, with boot mode, that's a loaded question because boot mode can get you to many different stages. If you're talking about stage one, I some people say crank hub is overblown. I've spoken to a lot of people, even a BMW tech, and he did say that that they do see some of these cars come in, some stock cars come in with crank hub issues. So I think it is an issue, and it's worth addressing, and it's worth addressing with the right shop. If you have it installed by a shop that doesn't do a good job, lately you've noticed on the forum there are these things popping up where people said that the pins actually broke one or two cars. It's because the installer did not drill the holes deep enough. So as soon as you you got on the gas, it spun and it broke the pins, and you toasted your motor. So yeah, I think it's a must if you upping some power, and it's a must to go to a reputable shop. That's just my 2 cents. Peter, you got it, man. M34 or GT350? Well, I think I still prefer the M3 over GT350, only because I think GT350 is a bit too big and too it seems heavy. I've never driven one. Actually, there's a guy in the neighborhood, and I've seen him a bunch of times. The car sounds fantastic, but I think it's just it's too heavy. I wouldn't necessarily be able to manhandle it as a daily driver. So that's just me. I'm looking for San Marino Blue, Peter. Okay, good job. Good luck. How does the pin crank hub fix prevent the bolt from backing out from vibration? So no one. So the bolt doesn't back out from vibration. The bolt just gets slightly loose, and when it gets loose, the hub spins. of the crank. If you sort of, it would be good for you to see actually how that works. No one is to say that the actual bolt is gonna back up this much. The pins are about this long, so if your crank bolt were to back up by this much, you have a major issue. All it takes is for it to just loosen up a little bit so everything spins, and your hub spins of the crank, and you've got a bunch of issues. So it'll never back up that much, but the pins help stay it in place, keep it in place. So even if the bolt loosens up a little bit, it'll still stay in place. It will not slide. So that's how it works. Uh, let's see. Is there anything? Well, is the question says, is there anything? Yes, many, many things. The body style of the new Series M3 and M3 is going to be to make the G Series M2 even more popular for enthusiasts. Yes, I think so. I think the N55 M2 is going to be a lot more popular, because if it drops into high 20s, a lot of people are going to be buying it, and it's still a crazy crazy car to get. You get a lot of horsepower out of those awesome engines. When is the next track day? So Javier, I mentioned it earlier. I think you joined late. All my track days have been canceled because of COVID this year, so no track days for me this year. I even sold my wheels. I'm gonna pick up a new set in the spring. So yeah, no track days for me. Do you insure the car at every event? No, I do not. I do not insure the car because I think well, knock on wood, the chances of me getting into some sort of an accident are low, which is why I don't insure it. If you go to these events, high performance driving education events, you'll realize how controlled they are. Passing is strictly regulated. People don't really come close. There's no bumper to bumper action. There's no side to side action. So they're pretty safe events. Having said that, I did have a couple of close calls. At the last event, I think I posted it. There was a car that really went flying. I was slowing down from, I think, 125 to 70, going into a right hander, and the person just didn't brake in time and just went straight right in front of me. But I did see him in the mirror, so I knew he wasn't gonna make it. So I turned late. But you've got to be self-aware. And I also, not in this car, but in previous car that I tracked. Do we have a picture of it here? No, we don't. I spun out twice. Once I spun out, again, slowing down from 120 to 70. We hit a pothole, we spun 360. And another time we spun on a chicane. We did a full 360, but it was a good experience. Because I know how a car behaves when you spin out. Yeah, I think everyone needs to spin out and learn how that works. But at the same time, if you spin out, you do want to stay on the track, because as soon as you hit the grass, you're slipping. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? These comments are. But we talked about the crank hub, the body style. Yeah, we talked about this. BMW should have made the V8 engine for the next M3. I agree. I think the next M3 should have been a V8, because now, even with the new M3 coming out, there's no surprise what engine it's going to be. Obviously, it's the same engine that's in the X3 competition, X3M competition. So yeah, I'm just not really excited about it. Is there anything I should look for when purchasing an F80 to prevent buying something that is damaged? Yes, and if you watch my video, what to look for when buying a used F80, I answer all of those questions there. Uh, Gregory Jones, wouldn't the M3 be better at the track? Yes and no. M3 would be better at the M2 would be better at the track because of the shorter wheelbase. So it feels a lot more nimble. And when I drove it, and there's a video on it, I loved it. But at the track, it's when you say better, I guess yes. I guess okay. So shorter wheelbase, yes, but it's not better because it's not lighter. So don't expect the car to be. I think it's only maybe 60 or 80 pounds lighter than the F80. So it's not a light car. But it's a shorter wheelbase. So when you're turning, the turns are more direct. I do see a lot of M2s running at the track. So it's definitely going to be a popular car. And I think the M2 is going to be sort of the car that's going to become the track rat in the future. Now you have the E36s and the E46s. Eventually it's going to be the M2 because they're just they're out there. They're pretty affordable, and a lot of people are running them at the track. What do I get the mud flaps? I hate the transport up the. Yeah, so Matthew, if you email me, got6speed@gmail.com, GOT6speed@gmail.com, I can make you a set. Yeah, again, I don't mass produce them because not enough people buy them, but people who do want mud flaps, I'll custom make them. Well, thank you. So F22 mud flaps. Yes, that's an F80 skid plate behind me, and check this out. Oh shoot! This is the that's the skid plate. We're going to be installing it. There's a bunch of DIYs on it, so that's why I'm not rushing. But we're going to be installing it before winter time. And then if those of you check this out, these are my tips that I took off. Such amazing tips since I'm running my my Acra tips. Let's see. What else do we have here? We need a spirited driving. Yes. So we need a POV video of spirited driving. I think my spirited driving is at the track, and I think that's probably best. And I do have some POV videos on there. I'm just worried when I do spirited driving that I'll do something stupid. Let's see, M2CS. I think it's nice. I just wouldn't spend that type of money. If I were to spend money on an M2CS, I would get a Carrera. I'm sorry, a Cayman. I notice there's a lot of squeaking noises from the door panels when I'm driving. Will your video fix with the tape? Yep, 100%. That's the fix. Is there anything I should look for when buying a used F80? So yes, we talked about that. What you drinking there? So I am drinking, and I just spilled most of it. But yeah, I was kombucha. I do not drink alcohol, but I do drink kombucha. And then the M3, M4 is a no-go with that horrible beak. I absolutely agree. And as I'm saying this, I think I'm hearing my my son cry. But so I'm gonna have to cut this short. But let's see. So what else can I share with you guys that I haven't shared? We've got the skid plate here. We've got the tips. I've been playing with my X-Max quite a lot. If you want to see videos with it, let me know. I haven't been really making videos with it because it's just I don't know if I enjoy driving it. I haven't been making any videos with it. But if you guys and girls want to see videos with it, let me know. And then let's see, what else have we here? I guess that's it. So I think the questions have ended unless something happened here. So let's see. Oh no. All right, a couple of more questions, and then I gotta. My son woke up. So my M2 vibrates when I brake under high speed. Is that normal for these cars? No, it's not. My brakes are fine. They hold. So if you have spacers could cause that. If you have rotors that are warped, that could be that. It could be your wheels that are out of balance. So there's a couple of things that you could check. You should check. What did you get the skid plate? The skid plate, you know me. I get all my stuff from Keys Motorsports. So I got the skid plate from Keys. It's a Turner skid plate, but Keys sells them, and I always get the best deals. And then blah, blah, we talked about this. What do you think about the M8? I like it a lot. All right, and Joseph, thanks, Tommy. So okay, so my son is crying inside, so we're gonna go in and address that crying. By the way, some of you also asked me in the comments about some of my skateboarding stuff. So check this out. You're gonna take a sneak peek at my collection. This is my my collection of skateboard memorabilia, as my son is crying in the background. I've got I collect autographed skateboards, so this is it. I got a bunch in there. I've got some that are up there, and yeah, I'm a geek. I grew up skateboarding, and and I still follow the sport and try to skateboard as much as I can myself. So anyways, this was a pretty quick video. Thank you everyone for joining, and I'm glad I was able to do it. I haven't done this in a couple of months. If you want me to do more of these, I'm more than happy to do so. Maybe next time I'll give you more heads up. But this was sort of an impromptu session. But thanks to every single one for joining. Thank you. No, thank you every single person who joined, and thank you for the love and the support, and for being part of the channel. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. How do I shut this off?